right, guys, we finally did it. We got Alliance-15 for Operation Chimera. This was the last mission standing in between us and the Chimera tier 8 reward tank. So let's get right into it. Alliance-15, we need to do 8,000 damage, and if we want to complete the secondary, we need to get 5 kills and win. Now, I didn't complete this with honors, but you're going to see this is going to be, if you can complete the primary, the secondary is going to be easy to do, and I'll definitely go back and do it. Now, the tank I'm using here is the FV 4005. This is the tier 10 British TD. I specifically got this tank for this mission. Now, there's 2 other tanks that I thought, actually, there's probably 3 other tanks that I thought could get this done, and I have all 3 of them. There is the T110E4, which is the American Tier 10 TD. There's the FV183, which is the original Death Star that was pulled out of the game. I have that tank. And there is the Super Conqueror. Those were the 3 tanks that I had in my garage that I thought could complete this. The E4 I think is fantastic for this, but frankly it's a little slow, and so I felt that I needed something that was a little more mobile. I tried a lot of battles in the Super Conqueror and came close a couple of times, but the low alpha on the gun means you're putting a lot of work in with that tank. You have to be very good with that tank to get it done. I came within a few hundred damage a couple of times with it, but I just wasn't able to pull it out. So I decided to run up the FV 4005 line, specifically because it's the same gun as the Death Star, but it's in a much more mobile platform. In fact, the mobility is going to be key here, because at some point, in fact right now, I'm going to make the decision to run, and I know I'm going to get shot doing it, but it was the right decision. The TD that I play the most when I'm not doing missions is probably the Scorpion G. And the Scorpion G, because it has a relatively fast reload, you can play much closer to the front line. You can even brawl with some heavies with that tank. This is not a Scorpion G. You've got a 23 or 24 second reload in this tank. You're not going to be able to play it the same way. You need to be in the rear with this tank. The other thing is you have 0 camo. This is one of the worst tanks in the game for camouflage. So you're just going to get spotted if you're anywhere near probably 375 meters from an enemy tank. So just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that makes this a little difficult with this tank is the gun is hit or miss. A few moments ago, you saw me hit that E4. If I had hit him on the side there where his tracks were, I might have one-shot him. The shot sailed a little high and probably hit him in his gun mantlet, and I did 300 damage. So there's a big difference in the damage you're going to do. The other thing is sometimes the shots just, you don't even know where the shots go. But when you hit tanks and you hit them correctly, they just explode, like that 183 there. And that's why this is such a good tank for this. And you can see that tank, I don't know, maybe he's 350 meters. I was behind this little hill, had a little bit of bush cover, although I wasn't using it properly because of I needed to be a little forward to get the right aim, and I was spotted. So, again, be as far back as you can, but still have targets in front of you, and just hope that your gun is behaving, and that's the best way to get this done. Now, my team is falling here. We made some mistakes early in not having all of our tanks in the right position, and so we're paying for it. But it enables a situation that I think is probably most likely to get this done, which is late game. Your team is not doing so well. The enemy is rushing down one corridor, and you're just going to unload shells into them every 24 seconds and make them pay for every inch of ground that they gain. It's unfortunate that I didn't kill that IS-7 with that shot. I left him on 30 HP, and then I take another shot here, and this is what I'm talking about. I have no idea where that shot went. Fully aimed in, and I just don't know where it went. If I had killed that guy, maybe this would have been a little different. The other critical moment here, and you're going to see this right here, is this shot right here on that T-57. No idea how much damage I did. I need 1,600 damage or so to complete the mission. But now I'm in a situation where I'm effectively surrounded. The Bat Chat has moved up, so he's a huge threat to me. And then I see the T-57, and I realize I did about 1,000 damage to him, so I need, let's just call it 600 damage. Can't get it from the Bat Chat, can't get it from T-57. I see the Bat Chat is running the other way, so I make my move on the enemy FV here, get 600 plus damage and the kill. Unfortunately, I die. It says I failed the mission, but I actually got this mission done because of that blind shot on the T-57. I did just over 8,100 damage in the tank. Had a decent match in the tank, and that is Alliance-15 for Operation Chimera. And there it is, our beautiful Chimera tank. Everything that we've been working towards over the last few months of this operation. So. To get this done, I would say if you're great with the Superconch, run the Superconch. In fact, if you look at Watt Replay website and you just sort by damage done in matches, probably out of the top 20 matches for either American or British tanks, I would say 16 are probably the FV 4005 or Superconch. So those are the two tanks that you want to do this in. If you're not great with the Superconch, get the FV 4005 because I think the skill to use this tank, frankly, is just lower than what is required to do 8K damage in the Conqueror. Just to put this in context, I have about 48,000 matches in World of Tanks over the last 5 or 6 years that I've been playing this game. This is the second match I've ever done over 8,000 damage in. That's how difficult 8,000 damage is to do. You really have to put effort towards it, and that FV 4005 makes it much, much easier. You can do 8,000 damage in almost any tier 10 tank. In fact, when I was doing my research for this particular mission, I actually came across a Sheraton, or someone that did a match in a Sheraton, the tier 10 light tank, that did something like 10k damage. So you can do it in any tank, but the 4005 or the Super Conqueror to make this much easier. The other thing is you have to put yourself in a position where you have a lot of HP in front of you. You always have to have HP in front of you to get this mission done. But that means you need to know when you need to run because you can easily get overrun given that you need a bunch of tanks in front of you. So know when to run because a lot of the damage in this mission comes at the end. Either you're pushing as the enemy is retreating and you're shooting them as they're running, or the enemy has overwhelmed your team and you've got a lot of tanks coming towards you. So you need to make sure you're alive at the end because that's where you're going to get a big bulk of the damage. Whether you're winning or losing, that's where a lot of that damage is going to come into play. So make sure that you know when to run so that you survive to get shots to the end. And the other thing that I'll add is you need to take advantage of all damage. It's a little difficult towards the end, particularly if you're close to the mission and you need to select targets. If you're using the FV 4005, you got that 24-second reload. And so you need to be a little selective. But if there's damage in front of you, you don't have a shot on anything else, you need to take that damage because you're not sure when the next damage is going to come. There was a couple times where I came close in the Super Conqueror. I made the decision to shoot tanks that were close to me instead of tanks that were running away from me, and it cost me. In fact, I can point to one match in particular where two tanks left the lane that I was on, and if I had shot them as they were running away, I would have completed this mission and actually done it with honors. So if there's damage or HP, take advantage of it. Don't let that HP get away. And if they are running away, hit the guys that are running away because that may be your only chance to actually take advantage of that damage. This is going to be the last mission video I do for a while. I'm going to post another summary video of Operation Chimera holistically, and then I'm going to think about how I want to do the videos for Object 279E, because the structure of that campaign is a little different than Operation Chimera. So with that, guys, good luck on this one. Taking a little hiatus, as I said, to prep for the 279, but I will see you on the next mission.